300 people burned alive, tied to wooden stakes in town squares, while crowds watched. Some of them were teenagers. One was a blind girl. This wasn't a war. This wasn't an accident. One woman ordered every single one of these deaths on purpose over the course of 4 years. History calls her Bloody Mary. But here's the question nobody asks. What actually turned her into that person? Because the answer isn't she was born evil. The answer is a lot darker than that. Her real name was Mary Tudor. She was the daughter of King Henry VIII of England, and before she ever ordered a single execution, she survived something that would break most people completely. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how a scared, humiliated teenage girl turned into one of the most feared queens in English history. And you'll have to decide for yourself if what she did makes any sense at all. Mary started life as the most important child in England. She was the only surviving daughter of King Henry VIII and his wife, Catherine of Aragon. For years, she was the heir to the throne. She had her own household, her own servants, people bowing to her everywhere she went. Then her father wanted a divorce. Henry was obsessed with having a son, and Catherine hadn't given him one. So he decided to throw out his marriage, throw out the Pope, throw out the entire Catholic Church in England, just so he could marry a younger woman named Anne Boleyn instead. And Mary paid the price for all of it. Almost overnight, the king's government declared her illegitimate. Just like that, she wasn't a princess anymore. She was labeled a bastard. Her title got stripped away. Her household got shut down. She was separated from her mother and never allowed to see her again, not even when her mother was dying. And it got worse. Henry forced teenage Mary to become a servant in the household of her own baby half-sister Elizabeth, the daughter of the woman who had replaced her mother. Mary had to curtsy to an infant. She had to watch other people treat that baby like royalty while she got treated like nothing. She was constantly sick, constantly stressed, and constantly afraid her father might have her killed because people who defied Henry VIII had a habit of losing their heads. This went on for years. Years of humiliation, isolation, and fear during her entire teenage life, at the exact age when a person's view of the world gets shaped forever. Here's the part that matters the most. Through all of this, there was exactly one thing Mary refused to give up: her Catholic faith. Her mother had raised her Catholic. The old Pope, the old church, the old rules, that was the world Mary remembered from before everything fell apart. Protestantism, the new religion her father invented so he could get his divorce, that wasn't just a different religion to her, it was the religion that destroyed her family. So when her younger half-brother Edward became king after Henry died, and Edward pushed England even further into Protestantism, Mary watched her worst nightmare get worse. Edward's government banned the Catholic Mass. They arrested priests. They started treating Catholics the way her family had once treated Protestants. Mary was in real danger during this period. She kept practicing her Catholic faith secretly, defying direct royal orders at a time when defying the crown could get you executed. Foreign ambassadors were writing home saying they expected her to be arrested any day. She lived years of her adult life genuinely afraid of being killed for her religion. Then Edward died young, only 15 years old, and suddenly, against basically everyone's expectations, Mary became queen. The humiliated, sidelined, nearly erased daughter was now the most powerful person in England. And this is where things turn. Mary didn't just want to be queen. She wanted to undo everything that had happened to her country and to her family. She wanted England Catholic again, no matter what it took. At first, she tried it the normal way. She reversed her father's break from Rome. She brought back the Catholic Mass. She got Parliament to agree to reconnect England with the Pope. But a huge part of the country had grown up Protestant by now, especially the generation raised under Edward, and a lot of them refused to convert back. So Mary's government started arresting the ones who wouldn't, and when arrest didn't work, they escalated to execution. Over the next 4 years, close to 300 Protestants were burned at the stake for refusing to convert to Catholicism. Bishops, priests, ordinary tradespeople, farmers, teenagers. One of the most famous cases was a bishop named Hugh Latimer, burned alongside another bishop named Nicholas Ridley. As the flames were lit, Latimer reportedly told Ridley they were about to light a candle in England that would never be put out. He wasn't wrong. That single sentence became one of the most repeated quotes in English religious history. Even more disturbing, a man named Thomas Cranmer, the archbishop who had originally approved her parents' divorce, was forced to watch others die before he was executed himself. Under pressure, he signed papers taking back his Protestant beliefs, hoping it would save his life. It didn't. Mary had him burned anyway, and in his final moments, he pulled his signing hand into the flames first, saying it deserved to burn for betraying his real beliefs. News of these burnings spread across the entire country, then across Europe. A writer named John Foxe later published detailed graphic accounts of every single execution in a book that English Protestants would read for centuries. That book is the entire reason we still call her Bloody Mary today. Without that book, most people alive today would probably never have heard her nickname at all. On top of all of this, Mary married King Philip of Spain, a foreign Catholic king, which made ordinary English people furious. They were terrified England was about to become a Spanish colony. Mary also went through 2 humiliating phantom pregnancies, convinced she was carrying an heir both times when she wasn't pregnant at all. Each time, the disappointment and public embarrassment pushed her further into isolation and paranoia. So back to the question from the start. Was she wrong? By almost any modern standard, yes, obviously. Killing people for their religious beliefs is horrifying. Full stop. Nothing about her childhood excuses burning teenagers alive. But here's the detail that usually gets left out. Mary wasn't some uniquely evil outlier in her era. This was the normal, brutal reality of religious politics in 16th century Europe. Her own father had executed people for disagreeing with him, and her half-sister Elizabeth, the one who came after her, also executed Catholics for their faith, just using different methods and slightly smaller numbers. Mary didn't invent religious persecution. She grew up inside a family that used death as a political weapon, then had that exact same weapon handed to her the moment she got any power at all. That doesn't make what she did okay, but it explains why someone who spent her whole life as a victim ended up becoming one of history's most feared persecutors the second she got the chance. She died in 1558 after only 5 years on the throne, still convinced she'd been carrying a child that never existed. Elizabeth took the crown right after her and spent decades trying to undo everything Mary had built. Mary's own name got buried under one nickname that stuck forever: Bloody Mary. If you want to see who else shaped history the world tried to forget, subscribe, because there's a lot more women like her.